So 3 wefts here, and not all wefts. You got to know your wefts. I know a lot of the hand-tied wefts cannot be cut and altered. They have to be folded, or you can cut them, but you got to sew them and you got to glue them, but they might unravel. So most people just fold the ends, and I get it. And so you can do this, but it's a lot more trouble with a hand tie. A machine-made weft or even our beaded wefts can be cut and they don't unravel. And the reason for that is this is an example of 2 wefts, the black and the orange line going around, and then the third weft. Oh, so okay. So again, look at this. Parts here. The orange line is pretty high here. It goes up kind of high on this side, but that part allows me to put more hair in this area. So I take the third weft and I cut it up. I put a little here, and then a little up there. So I did different colors so you kind of keep track of where they are. And that blue line, our wefts are 12 inches wide. So I got a 4-inch piece, a 3-inch piece, and another 4-inch piece. So if you do the math, I got an inch of hair left over I didn't use on here. I was just drawing it. So I could probably have put a 1/2 inch more on the back and the front here, or 1 inch, and I could have got all 12 inches.
That is my favorite thing to do. I love cutting the wefts and putting little sections of them throughout the hair.
So check this out. On the orange line, it's a 12-inch line. I took a ruler and I laid it on there and I pinned it. And by the time I pulled it down back here, it took this. If it was going straight around, it'd be like this, but when you dip the back, you see it sucks it away from the front. And as it did, I got further away than I'd like. So when I look at this, I think, man, these 2 are pretty close to the same. As a matter of fact, usually this one would go further if I could. But with a third weft, I knew I was going to be putting that up there for the hair on the front. So I didn't worry about getting it far enough here. I was being real world. I got 12 inches. What do I do with the 12 inches of weft? I concentrate more on this other side. I concentrate more on this side because I'm only putting the 2 wefts over here. So I want them to come far enough forward. They're on the part side, so the hair's already pulled back. So it's going to blend pretty well with this side. I probably could have dipped that down a little bit and went a little further forward. I mean, when you second guess it, you can always see how you could have did a little bit better. So yeah, boom, I hit the camera again. So a little lower and went further here. But my concentration was getting it on the front hairline the best I could on this side, because when I came around here, I didn't mind losing the distance here because I was going to come in and fill with the third weft here to fill in that front section.
One of the things on the weaker side there, I think it's more important to focus on the weaker side than it is to focus. I think we spend too much time focusing on the part side because that's where everybody likes their hair to be. That's why they're parting their hair that way.
Yeah.
But for balance purposes, if you can have this be all perfect, but if you don't have enough hair on the opposite side to support it, it looks off. It really throws the whole thing off. So we do have to pay attention. You got to pay, in my opinion, more attention to the weak side because you don't have as much room, you don't have as much hair, and you don't have as much. You got to pay attention to how that hair is going to fall because you don't have as much coverage coming across the framing, the hairline, and especially where the ear breaks in the middle of the head there.